My so-called life is sponsored by... How's it going? I'm Godless Sewing and this is the Godless Sewing channel. And today I'm going to be parachuting into the world that is vinyl and pleather. So as always, wear a helmet, buckle up, and let's go sewing. So about 10 years ago, I got this ingenious idea that I was going to reupholster my truck. I went through all kinds of magazines. I looked up all different sorts of styles of seats that I wanted, and I settled on a Porsche style. And I thought it would look really cool in my truck, and it would have been something that no one had. So with that same love, I ran to Joann's and I bought yards and yards of pleather and synthetic leather. Needless to say, 10 years later, I did not reupholster the seats of my truck, and I still have the truck, and I still have miles and miles of pleather. So recently, I decided to start going back on all of my unfinished projects and either doing something about it or selling or getting rid of this stuff in general, because hoarding is a bad habit. But with the pleather, I saw an opportunity to make kind of like a punk, futuristic, Godless Sewing style, I don't even know what you call it at this point, vest. Because that is kind of my staple at this point, and it's something that it's something that if you're learning to sew, a vest is something that's kind of easy to make, and it's perfect for beginners. Especially someone like me who's working with pleather, a material that besides wrapping it around furniture, I've never made clothes with it. So this one is gonna be interesting. But before I jump off, this was my first attempt, and you know what? I'm actually thoroughly impressed with it. I made a ton of mistakes, and like all projects, I'm gonna learn from it. So I'm gonna show you how I make a vest punk rock style. Let's go sewing. All right. So first thing I want to say is that I'm going to make the vest without the lining. I think that's going to have to be a completely different video. And second, I do realize the irony of using a leather vest as a template for a pleather vest. But the first thing I'm going to do is cut the material and start getting my shape for the vest, but I do not need all of this. So put these pieces away for a rainy day or the next vest. And we'll start shaping with this piece. I think the one important thing to remember is that when you're making a garment, especially for yourself, it's okay to make it exactly to your measurements. If somebody else wants to wear it, they should just hope that they're your size. That's one of my mottos. But now I'm going to start shaping the vest in the way that I want it. And because I did this previously, I have a little bit of experience. But like I said, make the style to how you like it. All right. Perfect. So now I'm going to cut the bottom because it's still connected. Perfect. All right. Perfect. So now I have the shape for the vest. These pieces were not as straight as the green vest, but that's okay. You live and you learn. I'm gonna make the sides for it. I'm gonna make the split down the middle, shape the neck, and let's see how it turns out. So I have my clips in place. Now I'm gonna sew the shoulders and go from there. All right, so I've attached the top piece to the sides. I've cut down the middle. Now I'm gonna make side pieces. I'm gonna use eyelets for the side of my vest, and I'm also gonna use white cording to tie it all together. So let's put the pieces together and see how it looks. All right, so I'm completely finished. Now, all I have to do is add the white cording and see how it looks. All right, so I finished my vest and I'm actually impressed. I have white cording on the side. The back's perfect and nice and even. And my old car seat material didn't go to waste. I'm still gonna add lining onto it and throw a ton of patches on this. But I am absolutely and completely in love with this vest. So we'll chalk it up as another victory. And not to be outdone, I almost forgot about the green vest. I did the same thing where I put the cording on the side. I cut the neck to the biker style because I watch way too much television. And again, I like it because the back's even and it's gonna look great. So, like the other vest, I'm gonna add lining, a ton of patches, and I'm gonna wear this all the time. I'm excited. You know, working with vinyl was definitely a learning experience, and it's something that I will incorporate into my style, and I can't wait to wear my green vest. And as always, remember, no matter what you do, there's gonna be someone who complains about it. So always be yourself for those who can't. And I will definitely see you next time.
So many times, by holding back, I let the good things pass me by. And then one day I asked myself the reason why. Like an answer from above, you came into my life.